The book of Job is incredibly awesome and wonderful, integrated and cohesive. It is high drama, very high drama, and so breathtaking and sublime that it is altogether beautiful, very beautiful. At least that's how it should be known. This is not a description of the book of Job as we understand it today, or for that matter, since biblical commentary began. The book is recognized as very profound, but as one commentator put it, the book of Job is one of the most difficult books of the Bible. I think many commentators would agree, while there are things we understand and can appreciate about the book of Job, we really don't understand the book of Job. There are parts of the book that seem superfluous, repetitive, off-topic, and even inconsistent. There is a chapter some commentators question whether it was part of the original account. They opine it looks like it had been added sometime later. Others say this chapter was attributed to the wrong speaker. At the end of the book, when the Lord speaks to Job and the others, it is the longest speech of the Lord anywhere in Scripture. Yet we still can't clearly see how it connects to the rest of the book. If it addresses what is thought to be the central question or issue of the book, it barely seems to do so. It almost seems tangential to the rest of the book. The central question or issue in the book, the one almost all commentators agree going back to ancient times, is suffering and evil. Why does God allow suffering and evil? Why is it that sometimes the innocent suffer while some of the wicked prosper? Is there no justice in the world? One commentator summed it up this way: why do bad things happen to good people? Prominent modern atheists use the issue of suffering and evil as proof there is no God. For if God is all good, how can he allow the innocent to suffer? If God is all just, how can he allow any of the wicked to prosper and go unpunished? Since it is obvious that there are innocents like Job who suffer greatly, while some of the wicked prosper, this stands as proof in their minds that there is no God who is all good or all just. Consequently, there is no God. When replying to this argument, sometimes apologists will refer to the book of Job because this book discusses these issues and asks these questions. One response is formed from God's discourse at the end of the book, when he speaks of the vastness of creation, and how a person is simply too small a part of creation to understand. Since no one can understand the vastness of creation, they should never presume to accuse God, the Creator, of injustice. No one should call the all-knowing to account, or worse, accusing of not being all good. We are simply too small, too limited in our understanding to call God to account. For some, maybe many, this response leaves them unsatisfied and they want more, something they feel better answers this mystery of suffering and evil. For such an obviously profound and erudite book, one that asks these very questions, why is it the book seems so impenetrable to our understanding? The famous English poet Alfred Lord Tennyson said the book of Job was the greatest poem of ancient or modern times. Some commentators have called it the noblest of all times. Yet we still don't understand it. It's a conundrum, a mystery. What's holding us back from understanding the book? What key are we missing? Finding the key begins with the recognition that the question of suffering and evil is not the central question or issue of the book. There is another, even more important question that is central. Recognizing the true central question ignites the illumination and transformation of the book. We begin to see the book as integrated, cohesive, and very high drama. When we continue down this path, the book becomes breathtaking, sublime, and altogether beautiful. How did we miss this key? Our failure to recognize the key can be compared to the ancient astronomers. These scientists knew the sky very well. They named all the lights they could see. They knew these lights and where they would be during the day and the night, and they knew where they'd be during different times of the year. But they didn't understand what they saw or what they knew. They were bound. One could even say shackled and imprisoned by their preconception that the earth was flat, and these lights would fly through the sky, starting in the east and setting in the west. It wasn't until man was inspired to understand that the earth was not the center of this system that man began to go down the path to understand this system. The sun was a center. It was a sun system, a solar system. Once unshackled from their preconception, and with the advent of new tools, such as the telescope, man came to better understand the sun system. Today we understand the system so well, we can send satellites to the most distant planets. The key to understanding was recognizing the sun was the center of the system, and the earth, like the other planets, orbited the sun. So too our understanding of the book of Job. Once we recognize the true central question of the book of Job, our understanding of the book will increase so fast it will be like an explosion. Those questions, such as suffering and evil, will be recognized as important parts of the book, but they are not the central question. They will be understood to be like planets orbiting the central question. So what is the central question? This will be presented in a follow-on video, but don't fret, this follow-on video was posted at the same time as this video, so you won't have to wait. I would recommend that you read or reread the book of Job before proceeding. This set of videos presumes you are familiar with the book. As you read or reread the book, consider your thoughts on the book. What would you say is the central question? Hopefully, after viewing these videos, you will feel such joy at the beauty of the book, you will never look at the book the same old way again. Finally, before continuing, and assuming you consider yourself a servant of God, reflect upon your reason for serving Him. Why do you serve Him? May the Lord bless you and keep you. May His light shine upon you. For who is like unto God?